Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. 64,000 subscribers. Just want to give you guys a little sneak peek of the bike. I finally got her together today. I hit this with a 5,000 grit 3M stone sanding sponge, and it came out pretty good. Not bad for Rattletown. It's shiny, but rode this thing today. It's awesome. It's way nicer to ride with a fairing. Because we ride so much highway here, I'm not big on riding a bike on the highway without a fairing. But there you guys go. I'll do a more in-depth video on this sooner than later. Anyhow, let's start today's video because there's 64,000 and change of you. Welcome to the new subscribers, to Shapeshifter. He's been on this channel since almost day one, or probably close to day one. He posted this comment and made me chuckle. Let's have a little bit of fun. So happy my bike's pretty much done. I think that thing looks pretty bad to the bone right now. And I was excited bolting it together. I'm still waiting on a couple of parts, but she's more or less the way that I'm going to ride her. Anyhow, 64,000 subscribers. Let's start with, well, the comment of the week. I laughed when I saw this because I knew where he was going with it. Check out this comment from Shapeshifter. Enjoying the variety in your channel. Was kind of hoping you'd be the guy who would express being happy to ride a Harley. It appears one needs to put on a frowny face when riding one. Kind of strange in my opinion. Too funny. Now, Shapeshifter, you wouldn't be saying that Harley guys are known for a certain look? You know, like Lonesome George Thorogood's playing in their head the whole time they're riding a bike. Bad to the bone. Da 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 da. Really? Well, friends, I've been thinking. I've been riding. I'm 43 this year. I'll be 44 next year. I started riding probably at 13 or 14 years old, maybe 12. So I've been riding on and off for 30 years. Well, I started thinking about Harley riders, and well, here's a sample of the folks that I've met. I've put them all into one character. We'll call this guy Biff, the bad to the bone biker. Oh, this old thing? Yeah, it's a Harley Davidson. Limited edition, 100th anniversary. How many did they make? Like 6 million. It'll be worth something one day, though. I'm playing the long game. Oh, these glasses? Harley Davidson, limited edition. How much were they? Like 900, but I got them on sale. They were $850. Oh, this? To keep my flow nice when I'm, doing the speed limit down the highway. What, this motor? Yeah, I put like 17 grand into it. Whoa, yeah, I lost a race to a Honda Goldwing and pretty much every Honda ever made and a sport bike. But I got something wrong with my clutch. You just don't understand. What are you riding there? Kawasaki? Yeah. Oh, this thing? Yeah, it's a Harley. Because there's Harley Davidson and then there's everything else. How many bikes have I owned? Well, this one. As soon as my second divorce went through 6 months ago, I bought this. I've been riding my whole life. What? Ride something other than a Harley? No, friendo. Harleys are the only motorcycles. They're the only bikes for me. And do you know how I know? Because I've only owned Harley. This hat? Harley Davidson, limited edition again, to match my limited edition shorts. My Harley Davidson limited edition slip-on sandals. My Harley Davidson beard apparatus here. My Harley Davidson t-shirt. This one's so limited edition that it doesn't even say Harley on it. What? This thing and me? Yeah. When we're together, we're bad to the bone. Yeah, I work at a produce store and I live in my mom's basement, but that doesn't matter. Like, I'm an outlaw to the bone. Like, you don't even understand. Riding in shorts? I don't crash. Crashing's for metric cruiser guys. Indians? Indian. Aren't they owned by Polaris? If I wanted a snowmobile, I would buy one. Harley is the only bike. Yeah, I don't wave to anybody but Harley riders because we're in a brotherhood. Okay? Those other guys ride by me, I don't even see them. That's how Harley to the bone I am. What? 98-inch motor? Yeah, I built it myself. Yeah, every inch of it. Like, I went to the dealer, I picked the parts out, I paid for it, I picked the exhaust. Well, I picked some exhausts that were like short, but they were loud and proud. And then the guy was like, that'll rob like all the motor work we're doing, so you should just... So, yeah, I picked the Thunder header, I paid for it, you know. I got wrenching skills, I do, with these hands and a checkbook. Anyhow, friends, don't be this guy. I'm a motorcycle guy. I've been riding bikes on and off since I was like 10 or 12 years old. I've had every brand: Honda, Yamaha, Kawasaki, Suzuki, Harley, Ducati. I've owned all that stuff. I've ridden Triumphs and Hayabusas, you name it, friends. I'm a motorcycle guy. Anybody that's brand loyal to me, that's fine. But if you never admit that another brand builds something that's good, you're probably missing out. Anyways, friends, today's video, let's get back to business and let's do some questions of the week. We hit 64,000 subscribers, and just thank you everybody that's out there. And let's take these silly Macho Man glasses off. This is how I know I'm old, friends. I see the kids wearing these. Maybe I'll try it. I don't know, but I tried if they were Harley. If these were Harley, I would wear them because they make me even more battered to the bone than I was yesterday. If you know what I'm saying, brother. Okay, back to the video. Anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed that. I feel like it's worse now. I took a break from riding, friends. I used to roll around in Winnipeg and I knew most of the guys because I was at every bike spot, ride. When I was younger, that's all I did was ride bikes. In fact, I got into the trades just so that I could buy more bikes. Used to buy a couple bikes every year. Sometimes I'd have 2 bikes at once and I'd ride a sport bike in the morning and a Harley in the afternoon or a chopper. I always found it funny that I could pull into a bike spot on like my super done up ZX9R and the same guys would snub me, and then, you know, 3 hours later, I'd roll in on my rigid chopper that I built, and the same guys would be like gushing over me and the bike. So, go figure. If you ride a bike, you're good enough by me. I'll wave to anybody. I love yakking bikes with other people, especially when you meet like the weird guy with the 36-inch inseam that pulls in on an adventure bike, and he's like covered in bugs. Those are the coolest guys to talk to. And then they're like, okay, gotta go, gotta keep riding, can't stop. My bike only has 186,000 miles and it's 2 years old. Those guys, I love those guys. Anyhow, friends, let's do some questions of the week. Let's go into the emails. I haven't been in the emails much lately, friends. Keep emailing though. I'm in there daily, but I've only been answering 1 or 2 emails. So if you've sent an email lately and you didn't hear back, that is why. Law of averages, right, friends? There's only so many hours in a day. We're planning for bucket stock. I will have swag there. We got samples of toques, and my mom's putting toques together. So if you guys want a Tin Man toque, those of you that are coming will have toques there. And I'm just finalizing my hats for this go around. We're gonna have different hats than we had at Bunyan last year. Okay, today's question. I'm gonna take my glasses off here because I can't see. Greg Lorkowski. Greg says, hi Tin Man, working on a 661C, which was slightly scored due to a mishap with bad gas. I honed the cylinder based on your video and it turned out great. I'm still working on getting the roof of the exhaust port and the blended corners cleaned up. Okay. Just trying to get rid of the casting marks. I also tried to put a small chamfer on the transfers and the exhaust. I was being super cautious because it's a stock cylinder. I don't want to have a mishap. I was cleaning the piston and nicked the skirt. I smoothed it out with a wire Dremel bit with 1000 steel wool. Can I run it? Here, friends. Check this out. Can you guys see that? There you go. question is, can I run that? Yeah, 100% you can. Here's the key. If the damage is sticking out and you can feel it catching your finger, sand it down. That'll just hold more oil and it'll be fine. The only thing is that's where the piston bears a lot of its weight, so it might lessen your life, your saw's life a little bit, but honestly, it's a chainsaw. Just sand it and send it. It'll be fine. I have saws with way worse pistons than that. And if not, go to Wolf Creek Saw Shop, go over and see Ryan and order a new piston. It'll cost you like 30 or 40 bucks. It'll be fine. Okay, let's get to the next one. Oh, friends, I forgot about something. And I don't have it in my hand. One of you folks out there sent me an email about 2-3 weeks ago, and he accidentally ordered like 6 containers of assembly silicone. And he's like, do you want them? I'll never use 1 tube, let alone 6 extras. So for the fellow that sent me those tubes of assembly silicone, thank you. I really appreciate it. Your name has slipped me. I'll remember on the next video. Hey everyone, it's summertime, so I edit sitting on the deck at nighttime, and we'll have this video up for you guys tomorrow, or today as you see it. The fellow that sent me the package full of MotoSeal was Chris Brazasco, and he sent me a different kind of MotoSeal. I've never seen this before. It's in a different package. It's called Fuel Resistant MotoSeal. I'm going to try this probably on the 2101. We'll glue it together with that and just see how it works. So anyways, Chris, thanks for helping me out, buddy. All these little donations and things that you guys send to the channel, I'm constantly getting things in the mail and parts and saws, and some of the best saws I've built on this channel were donated by you guys. The 2100 2101 was donated to the channel by a subscriber. So I just want to say thank you to Chris and everybody else that helps the channel out. Back to the video. Troy Brake, love your work, Tin Man. I've been watching for years. I have a question about using JB Weld on the exhaust side of the cylinder. I messed up and raised the opening too much on a 372. Now it opens at 95 or 96 degrees. Do you believe I could get away with JB Weld? I'm not even going to read the rest of his message. The answer to that is absolutely not. JB Weld will not put up to that kind of heat, and it will come off. 98% sure. I've tried JB Weld in hot areas before, and it's never lasted very long. So the answer to that is take 30 or 40 thou off the bottom of the cylinder, and your exhaust will be at like 98 then, and then you could send it. That's what I would do if you have a lathe. If you don't have a lathe, might not be much you can do. You can't even sand those because the cylinder comes below. Okay, Michael Pavin. This one's called Chainsaw Mod Brainstorming. I've been an avid watcher of your channel for a while, and while thinking of saw mods, as one normally does in their free time, I came to a potentially cool idea. Saw a McCulloch Super 250 or a big front tank chainsaw or Homelight C7. Where I'm at, they tend to have a few major flaws compared to the more modern saws. Weight, durability, etc. Just getting to here. Triggers, and so I was wondering if replacement tanks, side covers, clutch covers, and trigger handles could be made to both reduce weight and act as modern replacements. Personally, don't have the capacity to test this myself, but it was an idea I figured I would share. Yeah, that would be a great idea. The problem is with making saw parts is how many people use saws in the world, and then how many of those saws are left. I find the vintage chainsaw part game, there's companies that make gaskets and things like that. Bless their souls. The guys that make those parts, you should support them, because you're not selling those in droves. You sell one here and one there. But yeah, like, it would be cool for somebody to try and cut up a Homelight and make it lighter. But at the end of the day, I just say give it more power. If a saw weighs 16 pounds and it runs like a 10-pound saw, well, port it and make it run like a 25-pound saw is what I say. But anyhow, Michael, thanks for reaching out. It's always interesting to hear what you guys are thinking of. Michael Radcliffe. Hi, Tin Man. Hope you and your family are doing well. My name is Mike Radcliffe. I live in 100 Mile House of BC. My Canadian brother. I'd messaged you a while ago about a 394 saw I had got running, but it was really underwhelming with the performance. I remember that. He emailed me and said it was a dog, and I thought, that's weird. 394 is a monster. I have two of them. One's ported, one's stock. The stock one's no slouch. Put a fresh meter piston in, did a bunch of lower transfer port work, piston window work, widened and raised the exhaust port a little, and built an iron horse style pipe. It's more fun to run than my 362, so last time getting firewood, I didn't even bother running the 362. My brother-in-law recently gave me an MS 440 that's been sitting a while. It's going to need a full going through, but it's not blown up and still has the OEM cylinder on it. Still need to check the timing numbers on it. Those time really well. Usually around 100 on the exhaust, 20 blow down. Can't remember the intake timing. He has the idea of doing a hybrid, putting a 460 cylinder on it. A logging buddy of his thinks he may have a cylinder. Yeah, 460 hybrids are a thing. Yeah, they're totally a thing. You can put a 460 cylinder on a 440. You're going to have to do some grinding and fitting and things like that, but it's totally doable. Or Highway makes a 52 millimeter big bore for 440 without any extra work. You can just slap it on and make your 440 a 460. So yeah, that's totally a thing to do, and that's a move. Guys do that all the time. It works well. Okay, let's finish up with Charlie Harmon. Trying to repair 281 XP. It fell off the tailgate of his side-by-side and broke the chain brake cover. It's always the ones that break, the ones that you can't just order a new one. He's looking for a replacement OEM cover with the correct brake spring. Brake springs I see online don't seem to be the one that was damaged. Do you have any of these available? I do not. I don't have any brake bands. He's talking about the brake band that grabs the clutch. I don't have any of the oddball brake bands for anything, not for 266s or 281s. So I'm going to tell you this. Harley. Oh, Charlie. I got Harleys on the brain, it seems. The ink from this hat is leaking into my brain cavity, it seems. Charlie, what I've done, the one that you broke there, I'll take a different spring and weld a new spring to the old spring and then modify it if you break the end off. I've done that. It works. Or I'll take a new 288 spring and modify that to fit. At least you know the circumference is right. 266s, I'll put a 55 Rancher in. I've done that before and they work just fine. So there's definitely things that you can do to mod your saw or to put a different band in there. Let's see. Okay, Gerald Nabel. He sent a question to my friend, Buck and Billy Ray. I was talking to Buck this morning, actually. I was looking at a tree job that scared me a little. I'm not doing it. But he said to send his question to me. He wants to ask a favor. He bought a used 670 Johnson Red. The type, the heat shield is broken off, so I do not really know if it's a 670 or 670 Super or a 670 Chap, or maybe it's only a 630 from Husqvarna. I just got the answer. Johnson Red was ended in 2020. So do you know if I can fix the real type, fix it with real parts from a real saw? Okay, so Gerald, 670, you know it's a 670 if it has an intake boot, a rubber boot. If it has an intake block, it's 630 or, yeah, it'll be a 630 or a 625. No, the 625 had a block. So it'll be a 630 if it has a block, being a plastic intake. If it has a boot, it's a 670. The difference between 670 Champ, Super, and Super 2 is nothing more than carburetors and intake timing and a little bit of stuff like that. It's really hard to know what you have unless you take it apart and you know what you're looking at. The main way to know what it is the carburetors get bigger and they have higher part numbers as they get later. So it'll have like a Tillotson 272B or a 254B If it's close to a 300 number on the part number for the Tillotson carburetor, it usually means it's a later model saw, usually meaning that it will be a Super 2 or a Super. So hopefully that answers your questions. Anyhow, folks, we're running to go get some ice cream, and just wanted to drop in here. We're getting back to saw work. I've been working on that bike and doing yard work and just all kinds of things. We're getting back into saw work very shortly, and just want to thank everybody for hanging out here, and 64,000 of you. I don't take that lightly. Again, thank you to everybody that checks out Wolf Creek Saw Shop. I really appreciate that. I had a really good chat with Ryan on the phone the other day, and he's just a great fella. He's a family man like me, and I really appreciate him. I like him. He's a good guy. So thank you everybody that goes to Wolf Creek Saw Shop. Keep sending your emails. I often pick emails, and I'll either do a question of the day at the end, or I'll do a video like this with just questions. Anyhow, thanks for watching. Take her easy. I'll see you in a couple days. Later. And ride a Harley, because there's Harley and then there's everybody else. Later.